All right, so this one is for my folks who want to get off sales calls when it comes to selling their coaching, consulting, higher end information-based, products and services, but you aren't quite ready to jump exclusively into selling via the DMs. This could be for a couple of reasons. You just want to dip your toe in the water and you want a nice transition. Totally understand that. It may also be because you just want to talk to your clients, or you want someone on your team to talk to your clients before they actually become clients, right? Your prospects before they become clients, just to make sure 1,000% that everything is okay and good to go. You can do this very effectively in the DMs if you know how to have the conversations and your content ecosystem is set up correctly. But I can fully understand for people who are making the transition from having been on the phones and doing sales calls for a long period of time. This can be a scary shift, and I was there when I did this back in 2021, and I made this jump. So I've got some clients who fit into both these camps, and for this reason, we have a bit of a hybrid strategy, and I call it a seal the deal call. Okay, now this has the benefits of more traditional DM closing in that it's a lot more efficient, it's a lot more leveraged, and we're still relying on a marketing-based ecosystem where our content is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but it also has the benefits of a sales call, which is that you can kind of eyeball somebody and make sure that they're a good fit, and you can get the deal done on the spot. So it can be a very, very powerful tool. I have clients who love this strategy so much that they just run with this in their business. Okay, so I want to share this with you for the folks who maybe watch my channel and you're like, I like the idea, I want my content to do the heavy lifting, but I'm just not quite there in terms of fully moving to DM closing and completely eliminating sales calls. Okay, so let me explain to you what a seal the deal call is, and then break down how you can go and deploy this. Okay, so it's really just a simple 10 to 20 minute, 15 to 20 minute call that can really happen anywhere. It could be on Messenger, it could be, I don't know if you can do calls on Instagram. I'm not that up with it. You could do it on WhatsApp. You could literally ring somebody. You could do it. You can schedule a Zoom call if you want to. And the distinction is that you're not selling like a traditional call. You're not diagnosing. You're not following the typical strategy session flow of like where they are now and where they want to get to and their challenges and all this kind of shit. You're not doing that. It's really for two main reasons. One, to answer any final questions about the offer, not about anything else. It's not about them being convinced that you're the person or understanding what you do or understanding who you are. That all comes before this. It's to make sure that all the questions are answered in relation to the product or the service. And two, it's for you as the founder or as the service provider or for your team, it's to make sure that person, I guess, vibes with your approach. Like I said, I do this through the DMs and I'm pretty good at picking it up now. Not perfect, but pretty good. And some people like to take that one step further. And so that's the second way that you can use this call. Okay, but let me be abundantly clear. We're not going down the strategy session path, right? This is a conversation about the product, about the offer, and that will make more sense in a moment. Okay, so this happens after they've seen your offer document or a video that breaks down, right? They're already warm on the idea of buying, if not hot, ideally hot, right? We're focused on confirming fit and answering final questions, and it's a way to get paid on the spot, okay? It is definitely not a replacement for your DM process or your content ecosystem. This will not work. You need this in place, right? It is definitely not a 45 to 60 minute strategy session. It's definitely not a discovery call where you're diagnosing problems, and it's not a hard pitch session where we're convincing and arm twisting, okay? With this, we're bringing together both worlds. Yes, we're using the phone, but your content ecosystem and your offer document have already done the heavy lifting before the call. This is just the final piece to get the deal done if you want to speak to the person on the phone first. And the key word there is want rather than need. If you want to, if you want to. Okay, so when might we deploy this, right? When a prospect has good questions that would become cumbersome to handle in the chat. So if they're asking some questions, and it's like very clear that they're keen, but rather than going back and forth, you're just like, all right, look, let's just jump on a call for 15 minutes and just get it sorted. Okay. If you want to make absolute certain that they're a perfect fit, so maybe they're really, really keen and they may even want to buy in the DMs, but you're just like, they said that one thing, or I saw this post that they made, or they asked this question, or maybe even they have a reputation, whatever it may be. And you're like, look, I just want to get on the phone with them and eyeball them and just make sure that we're okay to avoid a problem down the track, right? When someone is clearly ready to buy, but they have a few final concerns, you can jump on a quick call, right? If they're comparing different options and need quick clarity, I've put this in here, but I don't love it because we ideally want this component eliminated through our marketing first. And the other one is when the investment level requires an extra touch point such that it is worthwhile. So if you're really starting to push up into the like multi 5-figure offers and you take 15 minutes on a Zoom call, I'm okay with that. All right. Alternatively, you should definitely keep it in the DMs if they haven't seen your offer yet, right? They're clearly not budget qualified. If they're a tire kicker with no real intent to buy it, so those people in your audience who have been around forever, and they ask 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 and they never fucking do anything, careful, right? When it can easily be handed in the chat, or if your offer is low ticket. If it's under $1,000, you definitely do. I mean, you don't need to do this if it's $100,000, but don't even waste your time if you're selling something. Like it's so ridiculous to even think about getting on the phone, okay? So here's a little hidden ROI in this. Right, these are great for closing deals, and you can qualify people and make sure they're a fit, and eyeball them and all that kind of stuff. But here's where they can be really, really powerful. And I actually recommend clients do this in some cases, depending on the situation, when they're launching new offers, because they can be a gold mine for market research. And the reason for that is that people are getting on the call with all the information, and so they ask, in a lot of cases, very, very powerful questions about the offer. They ask you the things that aren't clear to them, right? They ask you and they're like, well, I'm really keen, but this is all gold when it comes to refining your offer. You're getting real-time feedback, right? You can then go and address these questions in your content. You can handle the objections in your sales document. You can handle the objections in your content, right? You can listen to the language that your market is using and the stories and examples that you use on the call in order to answer the question, which is sometimes easier just to do that on a call. You can then bake them into your content and your offer, right? So it pulls out really valuable data and stories and information that you can then go and build into your marketing process, which will make the whole thing work better anyway, okay? A little bit of a pro tip as well, feed the transcripts into GPT and let it help you dial in content to answer these questions before they become questions, right? Wherever you can build this in, do it, but in particular here, okay? So with all that said, here's a really, really simple framework for you if you decide that you want to do one of these. First 5 minutes, get on, quick chat, confirm they've reviewed the offer, and I just open, I don't do these anymore. I've done a few of them over the journey when it makes absolute sense, but I've helped clients dial this process in as well, right? And I would just say, so what questions can I answer for you about insert program, right? We're getting straight into it. We're not beating around the bush, and we're answering questions about the program. We're not falling into a strategy session process of situation, goals, challenges, blah, 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 blah. Middle 5 to 10 minutes, answer the specific questions, right? Confirm their situation matches what you can help with and handle any concerns directly and specifically. Don't go off on tangents. Don't answer questions that they haven't asked. You're just going to open up more potential cans of worms. You just want to keep it on the straight line to the close. Okay? And then once you've done that, get a clear yes or no decision, take payment, set up clear next steps. We're not using any awkward manipulative closing tactics. It's like, sweet, any other questions I can answer for you? No, I think that's it. Awesome. Are you ready to get started? Yes, let's go. Boom. Okay, keep it focused, answer the questions that you get asked, and press on. Okay? Keep from a practical perspective, you can use Calendly with specific blocks of time so that you do these on your terms, right? How aggressive you want to be with this is really up to you. Make sure you have the payment link ready to go when you're on the call. Record the calls with permission for testimonials, and also to get that data so that you can put the transcripts into GPT or Claude and get more feedback. Okay. Keep a simple note template for capturing insights. Again, just collect more data. And then if you don't get the sale on the call immediately and they're like, oh, I forgot my wallet, whatever, make sure you immediately get on that in the DM so that the time doesn't drag out and drag out and drag out. Okay. So with all this said, the DMs are our primary tool, but if you're the person that wants to qualify more or dip your toe into this process before going all in on the DMs, I would recommend that you use something like this. Or if you just want to gather more data and you're already closing in the DMs, feel free to try this from time to time and then feed the data back into your marketing, and it's going to improve the whole process. Okay. If you want help implementing this or closing in the DMs or just building a way more efficient coaching or consulting business where you've got your marketing ecosystem doing the heavy lifting, check out the details of my academy in the description, and I will talk to you all soon. Cheers.